All right, let's talk about one of the biggest decisions you're probably ever going to make, choosing a university. In this guide, we're going to cut through all the noise and give you a real strategic plan for picking the right university in Zimbabwe for 2026. The goal here isn't just to pick a place you can start, but one you can actually successfully finish. So let's get right into it. Okay, first things first, we got to understand the landscape. For well over 2 decades now, Zimbabwe's economic environment has been described as VUCA. That stands for volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. Now look, this isn't about being negative, not at all. It's about being strategic. Really getting this reality is the first step to making a smart, realistic choice. And that really leads us to the most important question, doesn't it? In this kind of environment, how on earth do you pick a university that you can stick with for the entire journey? That's exactly what this guide is designed to answer, giving you a clear framework so you can move from feeling uncertain to having a solid, actionable plan. So here's our game plan. We'll start with the challenge itself, then we'll dive deep into the 4 pillars of your decision: legitimacy, academic fit, finances, and of course, personal fit. And to wrap it all up, we'll give you what we call the triple threat strategy to help you put it all into action. You know, a university degree is so much more than just a piece of paper. It's a massive commitment. We're talking 4, 5, sometimes 6 years of your time, your energy, and your family's money. The real goal isn't just getting that acceptance letter. It's getting through it all successfully and being truly ready for what comes next. This quote just hits the nail on the head. The perfect choice is a balance. It's that sweet spot where what you want for your career lines up with what's realistic for your family's budget and also fits how you learn best. This is the core idea behind everything we're about to talk about. All right, let's jump into our first pillar. And listen, this one is a total non-negotiable: legitimacy. Before you even think about the cool campus or specific classes, you have to be 100% sure that your degree will actually mean something when you graduate. So, your very first check. It's simple. You need to look up the Zimbabwe Council for Higher Education, or ZimChi. If a university or a specific program isn't accredited by them, our best advice is to just walk away. Seriously. ZimChi accreditation is the ultimate proof that a degree is legitimate in Zimbabwe. And for some of you, there's another crucial layer. If you're dreaming of becoming a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, or an accountant, your degree absolutely must be recognized by the right professional board. Without their stamp of approval, you literally can't practice in your chosen field. It's that serious. Okay, so once you've ticked that legitimacy box, we can move on to pillar 2, academic and career fit. This is all about matching a university to your actual career ambitions and finding the place that will give you a real competitive edge out there. You know, in Zimbabwe, that attachment year, or work-related learning, is a huge deal. I'd argue it's often the most important year of your entire degree. It's where you finally get to apply what you've learned, but more importantly, it's your chance to build connections and show potential employers what you can do. A great career can absolutely start during this year. So this is the question you need to be asking. Does this university have strong links to the industry I want to be in? For instance, Midland State University is really well known for its strong attachment placement system. A lot of companies actually hire students right out of their attachment. It's like a year-long job interview. And you want a university that helps build that bridge. This is super important. Different universities have different strengths. Don't just go for a big name, pick a specialty. As you can see, if you're all about medicine or research, UZ is the classic powerhouse. But if you're into tech and innovation, you should be looking at places like NUST or HIT. HIT even has its own innovation hub for student startups. GZU is a top choice for law, while CUT is fantastic for creative tech and design. The whole point is to match what they're good at with what you want to do. All right, pillar 3. This is where we need to have a really honest, practical conversation. Let's talk about money. Remember, the goal isn't just to start, it's to finish. And that means you need a financial plan that's going to last the whole 4 or 5 years. So let's just look at the raw numbers for a second. The financial reality for 2026 shows a massive difference. You're looking at about $600 to $900 a semester for a state university. For a private one, that jumps up to $2,000 or even $3,000. That cost gap is going to be a huge factor for most families. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. There are options out there to help manage these costs. You just have to look for them. For example, did you know the University of Zimbabwe has a work-study program? It allows students to work right there on campus to help pay their fees. You've got to be proactive and hunt for these kinds of opportunities. Okay, we're at our final pillar, personal fit. Because let's be real, where you study can be just as important as what you study. This is about the day-to-day logistics, the campus vibe, and finding a place where you'll genuinely be happy and able to do your best work for the next few years. So here's a little checklist of things you really need to think about. Do you want that independence of moving out, or does staying at home just make more financial sense? Staying at home can save you a ton of money on rent. It's a game changer for the budget. But if you do move, have you budgeted for off-campus housing? Because campus accommodation can be really hard to get. And don't forget the daily grind of transport costs. Okay, so we've gone through all 4 pillars. Now what? How do you actually use all this information to make a decision? Well, we call this the triple threat strategy. It's designed to give you the best possible options and really boost your chances of success. The strategy itself is pretty straightforward, but it's incredibly effective. Step 1. Use the 4 pillars we just talked about to make a realistic shortlist. Step 2. Apply to at least 3 different universities. Please, don't put all your eggs in one basket. And step 3, at the same time, apply for at least 3 different scholarships. You have to be proactive about finding that funding. And to help you make that final decision, here's a tool for you, the Decision Matrix. This is something you should sit down with, maybe with your parents or guardians, and just be totally honest as you answer these questions for each university on your list. It brings everything we've discussed together and helps you make a logical, clear-headed choice. So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with one final thought. Let's change how we think about this decision. You're not just looking for a school to go to. The real question is this: which university is going to be a true strategic partner in building the future you want? Answering that, that's the key to making the right choice.